Now welcome to another lightning response video. This time we're going to try to do a few questions, and we will kick it off with this one from Jedi Vision, who asked, "Hey Thor, I think that the light and dark sides are in everyone, not only Force wielders, except that Jedi and Sith are aware of it. What do you think of my Star Wars theory, or is there any lore about this? I also think that the Jedi Order has a very oversimplified view of what the two sides are, missing the context and nuances of good and evil. For example, being passive can avoid and even de-escalate a conflict before it leads to violence. Done wrong, it can also cause you to bottle up rage in a state of denial until you explode. I would like to get your thoughts on this." And yes, absolutely, everybody in the Star Wars galaxy has the dark and the light in them. They have the capacity for good or evil, or the capacity to be selfless or selfish, which, as I always go on about here on this channel, is what it's really all about. It is about selfless versus selfish, and I think the best example of how to get into this question even further is to talk about perhaps my favorite episode of Clone Wars, or at least the one I appreciate the most, because I think it does a really good job of explaining balance in the Force and how it all works. And it's actually in the Yoda arc of season 6. The episode is called Destiny, where he goes to the planet with the Force Priestess and he encounters a dark side version of himself. And at first he's like, you know what? I don't have any dark side in me. I totally reject the dark side. It doesn't affect me. I'm Yoda, for crying out loud. I'm above all that. And this dark side version of himself keeps attacking him. And finally, Yoda's like, you know what? Yeah, I recognize you. I recognize you are a part of me. The dark side is a part of me. And that's when this being, this little creature, which is, just kind of a vision, starts to go, oh crap, he's starting to get it. And Yoda finally says to him, I acknowledge you. You are part of me, but I give you no power over me. I don't give in to you. Yes, you're there. I know you're there. And I'm going to be aware of the fact that you're always there, that you're always a part of me. And I'm going to choose not to embrace you. And that is essentially what balance in Star Wars is. It is acknowledging that, yes, the dark side is everywhere. It exists. It is going to exist forever. If there is going to be light, there must be darkness, that kind of thing. But that doesn't mean I have to give in to it. That doesn't mean I have to let it control me or be a big part of my life. I'm going to make some dumb decisions. I'm going to be selfish from time to time, but I'm not going to let it control me. I'm going to stay vigilant of my potential for bad things. That is basically what it means to be in balance. It doesn't mean we need equal parts of bad or equal parts of darkness and equal parts of light, and there should be some kind of scales that are balancing out. No, that's not what it's about at all. It's trying to do a little bit better than you do bad. It's trying to be a little more selfless than you are selfish. It's acknowledging its place and trying to avoid it, which brings us back to your question about bottling up the rage inside of you, and that's going to lead to problems too. But again, you're going to be aware of the fact that you're getting angry. It's not about suppressing emotions. I do not know exactly where that came from. I mean, I guess if you watch the prequels, you could infer that Jedi are like Vulcans and they just deny themselves emotions. That's not it at all. Jedi are allowed to love. The Anakin speech in episode 2 to Padme, yes, he's trying to get with her, if you get my meaning, but he's actually 100% right. Jedi are driven by compassion. They love everybody the same. They're not denying themselves love and just acting because it is right. No, they actually feel and care. They also experience negative emotions. They don't try to suppress them. This is what the Destiny episode in the Yoda arc is trying to say. You can't just pretend you don't have emotions and feelings. They're there. And if you confront them head on, they don't have any power over you. You don't try to bottle them up or ignore them. You're always aware of them. You're always fighting against the dark side. It is not a battle you can ever win 100%. You never win the war. You are always fighting it. And as long as you are winning far more often than you are losing, you won't fall to it. All right, let's do another Jedi-related question and move on to this one from Silver Stride, who asked, Hey Thor, not long ago I played KOTOR for the first time in who knows how many years, and this was my first impression. The side scenarios thrown at you left and right for no other purpose than to further your light or dark side started to feel cartoony. You're either a compulsive charity giver or a greedy sadist, neither of which I consider the essence of being a Jedi or Sith. What do you think? And I do agree with you that it is maybe a little odd that you are constantly being faced with these choices of being either good or bad, or doing the right thing or a bad thing. And of course, it's a video game, like you're basically pointing out. So it's just part of the game and part of allowing you to choose your path. And it's not like a quote-unquote real Jedi or Sith would have these choices every moment of every day to be good or to do bad. That's, again, it's just a video game. And I don't necessarily think that every Jedi is a compulsive charity giver necessarily, or that every Sith is a sadist. I think they're simply driven by, again, selflessness and selfishness. It's not like a Sith is just evil for the sake of being evil. They're evil because they're so self-absorbed. They only care about themselves. That the thought or idea that my actions might have consequences or might hurt other people, that doesn't even cross their minds. They do not care. They simply don't care about other people. That is how selfish they are. While on the flip side, like I was saying before, the Jedi are driven by compassion, which is just unconditional love for anybody and everybody they encounter. So they're always trying to help people. They're always trying to find a way to do good. Now, that doesn't mean they're necessarily charity givers, because in order to help people, sometimes it doesn't mean fixing all of their problems. I think it more means the giving them the means by which to fix their own problems a lot of the time. The whole, if you give a man a fish, he can eat for a day, but if you teach a man to fish, he can eat for a lifetime kind of thing. It's not like they go around and just give everything to everybody else and try to help them that way. They're trying to let you help yourself, basically. So they're not necessarily just charity givers, but they care enough to actually help you or save your life if you need it. Yes, certainly, I'm not saying that. But it's not like they're just going around trying to give everybody stuff so that their life is better. No, they're trying to help you make your own life better. All right, we are keeping the Jedi theme and moving on to this question now from Siberian Dream, who asked, "Hey Thor, this might be a bit of a weird comment, but bear with me. How can you say Star Wars teaches valuable life lessons to kids, which is what George Lucas intended, when from his own words he kind of endorses casual sex? By that I mean he said before it isn't forbidden for the Jedi to sleep with somebody, they just don't like forming attachments. I'm not condemning one-night stands. I think people should live their lives the way they want, but even so, I expect better from Star Wars, and that viewpoint is really creepy to me, because the Jedi are supposed to stand for good, strong morals. George Lucas has even stated he considers the Jedi of the prequels to be at their most moral, but anyone who has ever been in a committed relationship will tell you that it's far more meaningful than casual sex. I mean, I don't have to tell you, do I? You're married. Do you think this is a case of George Lucas not really thinking things through, or is it something else? How can Star Wars teach valuable lessons to kids when it's promoting the idea of their attachments are bad and one-night stands are better? Isn't that a bad thing to teach children?" All right, well, let's be fair here. It's not like the movies are promoting the idea. It is never really mentioned in the movies. It's not like at some point during, say, the prequels, when we're in the temple, we hear in the background two Jedi saying or talking to each other, and one's like, "Yeah, I banged her last night, but it's completely fine because I didn't get myself attached, and I just left in the morning without leaving my number." Nothing like that is seen in the prequels, so it's not like, again, it's like promoting it or going out there and saying, yes, go have casual sex or whatever. I think this is a matter of George Lucas at one point, and I can't remember, I have read the quote, I have read him talking about this before, but I'm pretty sure he was just asked about it and probably gave an on-the-spot answer, and is like, well, there's no reason that they couldn't, as long as they're not getting attached to whoever they're sleeping with. And like you said, my personal belief is as long as it's two consenting adults, they can do pretty much whatever they want behind closed doors. It's not my place to tell two people they have to be married. Though I can also understand the prerogative of someone who does fully believe we should wait till marriage. That's also perfectly fine. I'm a married man myself. I fully believe in the sanctity of marriage. I love my wife. I'm very happy with her, so I don't have any problems there. Anyway, like I said at the beginning, I don't think he's promoting the idea at all. I think he is saying that people should have the choice. And I mean, I basically agree with you. I don't think we should be promoting in movies that are quote unquote for kids the idea to just go out there and be very promiscuous. Again, if you want to do that, that's your choice. I personally don't think it is something that should be promoted necessarily, but the movies, again, Star Wars doesn't promote that. It's something he said at one point, and I don't know if it's something he has really given a ton of thought to, or something he, again, was put on the spot and gave an answer because, yeah, in the rules, if you're not getting attached, it's not like that's the worst thing you could do as a Jedi, I guess. I don't know. This isn't my best answer, but I do find it an interesting question because it was odd that he even answered it. You would think he would just kind of say, no, they don't have sex, they're just celibate, and that's that. But he decided to say they can and do, so there's that. All right, and on that awkward note, that's going to be all I got for you this time. Your turn now to take to the comments below and tell me what you think about my answers, or give your own answers to any of these questions, or ask a question for a future lightning response video. I'm always getting a ton of them, which I greatly appreciate, but of course I don't always have time to answer them, so my apologies for that. But do please keep asking them, and don't be afraid to ask the same question twice. Sometimes I intend to respond to it in a video, and then I ramble like I am now. So anyway, leave those comments or questions below. Let's talk some Star Wars, and until next time, thanks for watching.